Now we want to prepare a strata layer, which we'll use to define our sampling. We want a sampling that has a higher intensity in the steeper areas. So we'll base it on slope, that is the sampling on slope. So we first have to calculate the slope, and you've done this before, so we'll not go through it. There's three slope classes we'll have. One where they're less than 1.5 degrees, one from 1.5 to 18, and one greater than 18 degrees. Now we've covered the mechanics of reclassifying. We won't cover it here, but you need to create those classes in an input and output layer. Here we're calling it RC slope. And it gets the classes, but you notice there's a lot of speckle. We don't want to have to assign to a bunch of tiny points embedded in something else. We're going to use a majority filter and then focal statistics to clean this up a bit, just to get larger blobs. So the majority filter, again, we've done filtering. We won't go through the details. We'll use the reclass slope layer as the input, and we'll use the 4 nearest neighbors. Only half of them have to be of a type before it gets reassigned to that type. It's a little bit lower threshold. Now that gives us a filtered layer, and it gets rid of a lot of the speckle from the old RC slope here we see to the majority filter, which is pretty good. There's still some small areas we'd like to get rid of, so we'll use a median filter in the focal statistics. From that generalization, we'll go to the focal statistics under the neighborhood, under the spatial analysts, and we'll use that majority filter as our input, and we'll use a relatively large neighborhood and apply the median. So that's the middle one when you line them up from one size to the next. You see that gets rid of a lot of those really small areas. So we have large blobs, just in this case, which we prefer. So now our final step in this preparation set of operations is convert this to a vector, because we have rasters, but we want polygons because we're going to assign the number of samples based on the area of the polygon. So we identify the input and the output and simplify the polygons, and now we get this stratified polygon layer with a grid code that identifies the intensity.